For Pacifica Radio, I'm Scott Baba. Gaza's health ministry says Israeli strikes have killed more than 60 Palestinians, including women and children. The strikes overnight and today came nearly a week after Israel ended its ceasefire with Hamas with a surprise bombardment. American trauma surgeon Dr. Feroz Sidwa criticized the attacks, which killed one of his teenage patients being treated at Nasser Hospital in Khan Yunis in central Gaza.
I've certainly never had a patient injured in an explosion, brought to the hospital, taken care of, doing well, ready to go home, and then blown up in his hospital bed. That's a first. And that should be what we call in medicine a never event. That's not really supposed to happen. I can't emphasize enough, it just doesn't matter who is in the hospital. It's not legal to blow it up. It's not legal to kill people in here. It's not legal to attack people in here. It's not ethical. It's completely crazy.
Meanwhile, officials say Egypt has introduced a new proposal to try and get the Israel-Hamas ceasefire back on track. Under the proposal, Hamas would release 5 living hostages, including an American Israeli, in return for Israel allowing humanitarian aid into the Gaza Strip and a weeks-long pause in the fighting. A Hamas official said the group had responded positively to the proposal. U.S. negotiators are working to hammer out details of a proposed partial ceasefire in Ukraine. They met with representatives from Russia today, a day after holding separate talks with the Ukrainian team. Each side has accused the other of undermining efforts to reach a pause in the 3-year-old war. Kyiv and Moscow agreed in principle Wednesday to a limited ceasefire after U.S. President Donald Trump spoke with the country's leaders. But the parties have offered different views of what targets would be off limits to attack. Talks today are expected to address some of those differences, as well as a potential pause in attacks in the Black Sea to ensure the safety of commercial shipping. Meanwhile, at least 7 people were killed in Ukraine when Russia launched a barrage of drones across the country overnight. This according to local Ukrainian officials and emergency services. Extended sounds of explosions were heard in the early hours of the night across Kyiv as the air raid blared for over 5 hours. Russian drones and debris from shot-down drones, which were flying at lower altitudes to evade air defenses, fell on residential buildings across the Ukrainian capital. Democratic New Jersey Senator Andy Kim implored a standing-room-only town hall to get involved in politics as a way to push back against President Donald Trump's agenda. Kim's meetings come as the out-of-power Democrats struggle to find a message and a method for pushing back on the president's quick-paced policy rollouts. It also coincides with word from the Republican House Speaker to his members to skip town halls after an onslaught of protests, though some GOP members are forging ahead. Edwin J. Vieira has more.
Speaking at a town hall, New Jersey Democratic Congressman Andy Kim says the U.S. may face a constitutional crisis under President Donald Trump.
These are not normal times, right? These are not a situation of business as usual.
The administration's accused of ignoring orders from federal judges and calling for them to be impeached. Trump has also used his office for personal retribution and to sell cars. Members of Congress have been hosting volatile town halls where Trump is a main topic and been met with both cheers and jeers from their constituents. Democrats are facing boos for not pushing back effectively, but some Republicans have gotten an earful on Trump's economic impacts and the slash-and-burn cuts from Elon Musk and his advisory group. One Wyoming veteran told a representative cuts to the VA have damaged services without reducing real waste or corruption.
Having looked at Musk's Doge website, you are a lawyer. Where is this fraud?
Savings reported by Musk's Department of Government Efficiency have been riddled with errors and misstatements, but the Government Accountability Office estimated there was as much as $500 billion in budget waste over 4 previous years, citing emergency small business loans, a lack of tax law enforcement, and several areas within the Department of Defense. I'm Edwin J. Vieira for Pacifica Network and Public News Service.
A spokesman for the Danish National Police Force says it has sent extra personnel and sniffer dogs to Greenland as the icy island steps up security measures ahead of a planned visit this week by Second Lady Usha Vance. Renee Glinston said today the extra officers deployed over the weekend were part of a regular step taken during visits by dignitaries to Greenland, a self-governing mineral-rich territory of American ally Denmark. Vance's visit comes at a time when President Donald Trump has suggested the United States should take control of Greenland. Denmark, a NATO ally, insisted the island isn't for sale. I'm Scott Bama for Pacifica Radio.